Hello, fellow creatives. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. So I've never built a greenhouse before, so I figured now is a good time to do that. And by the way, you Xbox creatives and people on PS4, you should watch all the way to the end because I've got a genuine hero for you guys that I want you to meet. Trust me, if you want to build this or anything and just spawn in the objects, then it'll be worth your while. So watch the whole video. I'll introduce you to him at the end, and then let's get started with the tutorial. So hi everybody, the audio portion of this tutorial is more like a DVD commentary track, so feel free to mute it if you just want the tutorial, but if you do mute it, let me know because I kind of want to know how this is working out. All right. Okay, so moving on, for those of you left behind, this is the materials list. It is the minimum amount of objects that you need. You saw like something like 110 metal pillars here and 100 different walls. Yes, I am pretty serious that I figure that if Wildcard can be intentionally punishing in its grind and nobody really cares, then there's no reason I can't be punishing either, right? So this is kind of like my fantasy greenhouse that we're building here. So, and you can make it even bigger if you really want to just be and massive and all that stuff, right? So, oh God, I'm going to get demonetized. Okay, I'm muting that audio. I said something not naughty, but which the bot will probably consider as naughty. Anyway, continuing on. Folks, I also want to know that if you hate this commentary style, just comment here too. The whole point of doing it this way is that I've noticed two kinds of people are really watching this. Those who watch for inspiration and those who just want a straight up tutorial. And I've noticed a lot of people commenting on some of my build inspiration demos that, you know, they thought they were getting a tutorial and they're not getting like foundation counts and things like this, and it's just not working out. So I kind of want to clear up the air and start kind of focusing more on maybe tutorial type of things. And so I'm just kind of playing around with this format to see if I can do that, but also really serve you entertainment guys too. So that's kind of why I'm doing this sort of DVD commentary thing here. So with these ramps and stuff, it would have been nice to maybe do like solid floors or something like that. Maybe staircase style, but this is a vanilla build, no mods. So I used glass because you can get the 300% kind of growth rate for the entire kind of floor space there. I didn't want it to go away by putting a solid ramp down on those four foundations there, because the greenhouse, the usable space is really kind of small if you're building it the small space, even though it takes up a lot of materials. The way the 300% growth kind of works is that in a correctly constructed greenhouse, all pieces have to be part of the same structure, which this is. And the tile that your crop plot on is like directly under sky that's completely open, except for any greenhouse pieces that are floating above it. So like where I built this thing, like in the far corner on the right side, yeah, you can see that overhang there. That is actually kind of obstructing the growth rate on the far edge of the greenhouse there. But it won't do that in your world where you build it, as long as you don't build it under anything else. So I went ahead and put it here because it looks really cool, right? So that's kind of what I went for. With this tower thing here, this is sort of an add-on. Earlier I was doing a little cubist thing, which we'll build in a little bit, but here I wanted something to kind of balance that out. Oh, okay, so we've already kind of built it. You can see it up there in the top center, and on the left is the tower. That kind of balances out sort of the cubist type of overhang, and it kind of came off looking a little churchy, which is really interesting because I really didn't intend it to be. It's really kind of going more for kind of a impressionist kind of cubist sort of look. I'm using like an artistic term there, so check it out online. Google that term if you're interested. But it's kind of a fun little little bit of trivia there. That's what I was going for. The initial conception included doing like sort of odd angles, and then just kind of attaching everything, all the walls to fence foundations. But that's really hard to do in vanilla. It's a lot easier to do in S+. So I couldn't do like a 30-degree angle or a 45-degree angle wall or something. That would be a cool design, and maybe when S+ gets integrated into the main game, which it is going to be, we might revisit that idea, because I like it too much, and I've got like a Google image of like a real life greenhouse that does that, which is pretty cool, you know. So yeah. But yeah, so of course metal goes very well with the greenhouse metal. It's actually, I think, probably the same set of textures that they're using for the greenhouse frames as they are with the metal railings and stuff. So the railing is just really kind of a natural sort of fit here. And then with these pillars and stuff, we're adding metal pillars, and the reason we're doing that is because it really kind of frames in a greenhouse. It gives it an extra level of detail, and that's also what's going to give it sort of the Gothic sort of look on the tower, as you'll see in a bit. But the tricky part is, in vanilla, you need fence foundations, and I didn't do that in this tutorial. I built these first, and then I found out later that in vanilla you actually need fence foundations to attach pillars to the corners of various foundations and stuff. Otherwise they attach to the middle. So that gets a little tricky. So what I did was a little bit of clever editing where I just filmed myself laying down some fence foundations out in front of the greenhouse, and it was a really close look. So if you look back in the video, you'll see it. It's just to kind of give you guys the idea that I did do that, so it's kind of a visual example. So my Aunt Sandy had a kind of a half greenhouse appended onto the end of her house. Like the room was sort of half of an office space, and then there was a jacuzzi. I think the office came later, but there's just a jacuzzi right there, and then a greenhouse on the end, and I loved that thing. So she always made that the room where me and my brothers would sleep, and that's really where I first kind of fell in love with the greenhouse kind of idea. That and Wendy's, you know, those old buildings where they always have that greenhouse on the front. I loved eating there, at least the couple of times we actually went to Wendy's, because I really am like a McDonald's fan. Anyway, we are coming to the end of the commentary, so let's go ahead and introduce my special guest, Fattymcbutrpnts, and thanks for listening. All right. We are here with Fattymcbutrpnts. Say hi.
What's up, guys?
Hey there. So Fatty is the guy that I was telling you about at the beginning of my video. He does lots of videos about how to spawn things in with Xbox console commands. So we're going to take a look at my greenhouse here. And if you want to follow me, I will show you my way over.
Perfect.
All right. So just right around the corner here is where this baby sits. I went for more of a cubist / Gothic style, so it's a really fancy greenhouse.
Nice.
But it does work.
Oh yeah. I mean, holy crap. Just looking at your structures here, I think you'd be embarrassed if you saw my workshop compared to yours.
Oh yeah?
Actually, I'm pretty embarrassed now too.
Oh, come on. No. It's okay. Everybody has their strengths, and it's just, you know, something people do. So this is the workshop. Basically, every space in here is 300%. There might be a couple spots where it's not, but that's just because there's a build up there that's overhanging it. So like over here, they're not 300, but they will be if you build it yourself. And it's got 2 levels. One's more of an observation deck, but you can go up here, and you can expand it out if you want, so that you can have 2 levels of greenhouse plants, which is really cool. Oh, check out the glass floor.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So yeah. That was kind of a cool thing. I was kind of going for more of a cubist look with that, and then it kind of turned Gothic with this tower, but you know, so it looks like a church, but it's fun. Yeah.
I can definitely tell that you are not afraid of like building on cliff sides and stuff like that. Whereas I'm like, okay, I have to find a flat place to make a base. This is insane.
Yeah, I love building vertically. So Aberration that's coming up is going to be awesome for me. I'm really looking forward to that one.
Oh man, you're gonna have no troubles with it at all.
Yeah. The other thing about this greenhouse is that it might look kind of small, but if you come down here and you kind of look where I'm standing, all the way from this end to the other end, you can duplicate this section right here. This like one foundation-wide section here as many times as you want to make this greenhouse as deep as you want, and it'll still look about the same. So just something to keep in mind there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all working, all harvestable. I had a lot of fun building it, for sure.
Yeah. This is insane. Seriously. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, just flying in here and seeing the structures that you have is just something out of this world. Like, I saw some stuff that you have built in here, and it's like, I didn't even know that stuff existed in ARK, like that you could make that stuff.
Yeah, my Building Evolved playlist will show people about everything in this area that I've been working on. But, yeah. I think I'll let you go ahead and get started with your video, though. So everybody on my end, please go ahead, click on the card to go to Fatty's video, and be sure to subscribe to him, and I will see you next time.
See you guys.
In the meantime, go build something awesome.